My name is Ulises Bella. I play sax and clarinet and a couple other things in the band Ozomatli. You know, as a band, Ozomatli, we're contributing a track called Redline that we had just come up with not that long ago, and we felt it's like the newest thing should go on there. Conversely, it's like I've known Dolly since like maybe 6th grade or 7th grade, and when we were talking about like the beginning stages of this, like I was very kind of like, yeah, you got to do it. Like, you know, I think at the time with things that were going down between the administration and ICE and all these things, it can wear somebody down. You know, you're online, you're scrolling, you're seeing these things. And then at a certain point you feel helpless. Like, what can I even do about this? And I think there was that point where there was a lot of doom and gloom in our conversation. I was like, well, you know, in the 80s, when things were the most kind of like in our heads, like Reagan and Bush, it's like, that's when so many great bands came and so much great art came and people were fired up about it. And I use that as a kind of an example to like, we can figure something out creatively that you think can move the needle. And she was always that friend of mine that we would always give each other mixtapes, you know, back in the day, like, oh, and it was like a thing, you know, like not only the mixtape, but like the sequence of the songs, the cool interludes or this and that. You try to like outdo each other. And I think this is just something right up her alley that like, you know, is going to resonate for everybody.
What's your hope, like, in that resonating, you know, maybe a month from now or a year from now? Like, what is your hope? How will this impact the community?
Honestly, I think in any way that it can help the organizations that we're, you know, sponsoring for this, I think it helps. Like Unión del Barrio, all these different places, groups that actually are doing the real groundwork. And, you know, a lot of that's the other thing about this whole thing. It's like when we started, my whole philosophy with her was just like, throw 100 darts at it. Just throw the darts and see which one sticks. And out of that philosophy, amazing people have come through and become a part of it, you know, like Lalo and Jim, this, you know, he used to be in this band that we both loved back in the day called Cop Cop, and just all these amazing folks that, you know, our teenage selves would be totally cheesing and geeking about are a part of it. And I think that, you know, I guess, you know, because, you know, it's hard to say when you release things. As a musician, sometimes I feel like if I got a new song, I feel like I'm just kicking it off into the void. Like, who knows, like, how things work. But I think if it all works out, maybe this can progress into a show, a festival, an actual, you know, complementary movement to help with things that are happening. Because, you know, we have 3 more years of this. So I think it's important to, like, pace ourselves.
Yeah, no, that's an excellent point. Do you think that you, like, seeing all the artists that are jumping on board with this and being people that you liked and admired, do you view them differently because they've jumped on board with this?
Yeah, I think they're cooler.
I think artists are cooler when they do this, for sure.
You know, it's just one of those things that people you look up to. And growing up, because I've had the opposite, right? Where you meet your heroes and you're like, dang, so-and-so is kind of a jerk. And it doesn't stop me from digging their stuff, but a little less, a little bit. Just, it puts a little poison in there because I'm like, dang, dude, that fool is kind of a jerk. But when somebody that you love and really admired ends up being that much cooler, like a David J is a perfect example. It's like, oh man, that guy, like, yo, I can't believe he's so cool. Like, it adds, you know. And as a fan, you know, as a music fan back in the day, if I met somebody who was super cool, I'd be like, yo, I'm buying the shirt, I'm buying the new album, I'm buying everything. I gotta support this guy. He's cool, you know, like, or support her, whoever, you know, like, as an artist, like, it adds so much to it at the end that, you know, like wow, you know, They're not only great musicians, amazing artists, but they're down.
If you could describe this project in a few random descriptive words, doesn't even have to be a full sentence, how would you describe it?
I would say this is a collaborative call to arms of artists of many different levels and types that are bringing their art and their energy together for to fight back. I think to fight back to what's been going on lately, and it's affected all of us in one way or another, whether it's in our own communities or just watching it on the news. That it's enough that fire people up, and I think now more than ever, it's inspiring to hook up with like-minded people and make things happen.
Dolly asked me to troll you and see, why do you think people trust you so much?
Who, me?
Yeah.
They shouldn't. I don't know what to say. What do you mean trust me with what? You could trust me in playing saxophone. That's about it.
You've been connecting a lot of the artists. You've been a really good...
Oh, well, that was the thing, because obviously being homies with Dolly, I'm going to exploit and take advantage of every avenue I can to help move the thing along. And a perfect example is just hitting people up, even if it was DMs on the Instagram. And that's one way of gauging, for me, the energy of how they were coming at it, because I remember, when Dolly was talking about an artist, like who could we get as an artist? And I was like, well, there's a lot of, great artists. Let me just start throwing messages out there. And, Lalo was one of the guys that was like, I literally waited like less than 10 minutes and he was already responding back like, what's up? I'm down. And I'm like, okay. And then once I told Dolly, she grew up on his art and her and her mom were huge fans. So already off the bat, that was like, oh, it's a win. We got somebody on board that you love, that's going to fit the project, that's going to fit the energy of it, and let's keep it moving. So yeah, it was cool hitting up. Now, not everybody has worked out, obviously. Some people, it was like, I can't do it. Some people ghosted me. It's all good. But, the people that have come through and have been responding in urgency are the ones that I feel that like it's a good sign.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's like you were saying earlier too, it's like it's really easy to just get really overwhelmed and bogged down in how bad it all feels. So to have an outlet where it's like, okay, cool, now I'm doing something, I think that's good. That's awesome. Especially for musicians and creatives, right? It's like people need outlets.
For sure. So. Because you could just, I guess, hit the streets, of course, like there's plenty of marches that have been going on and demonstrations. And then there's like even smaller things that, there's always a group of people right outside the federal building in downtown, always screaming at them. And so, you could be out there, but for a creative and a musician or whoever, sometimes we can live kind of like isolated lives, just in a room, like with your own thoughts in your own brain. It's like, what do I do? What do I do? And I think this type of thing, this type of project is perfect. Like give us a song, give us your art. Let's work at this and see what comes out. Because at this point, I feel like we're watering the seeds, and the crop could be big. It could be like something that really kind of changes things.
Yeah, it feels like it's already gaining momentum, like right off the bat. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What do you think, just like it is such a good collective. It's really diverse, all types of genres, all types of art. What do you think your specific, unique voice contributes to this project?
A specific, unique voice, I guess. I'm not sure. As a band, Ozomatli's always kind of been like the band that was always doing benefits and doing stuff for different causes. So, I think we're just kind of continuing on the same trajectory that we've always kind of been on. When I brought it to the band, it wasn't like, let's think about it. It was like, yeah, let's do it. It's cool. Sounds cool. Let's do it, And I hope, here's the thing. At this point, I feel like my contribution and my band, there's other artists on there that are gonna make a bigger thing. It's, you know, it's gonna make it even bigger than anything I could do, you know, as an individual or even as a band. Because, I mean, let's face it, it's all about content. It's all about how many people know this person or whatever, you know, and I think with some of the things that I've heard that are gonna be coming to fruition, it could be way bigger than anything I contribute.